So in the last video, we found this Civic and decided to take on the driver's side door handle. Hello and welcome, my name is Kevin, and if y'all are new here, welcome to the series where I build my Civic using only parts that I find at the junkyard. We're at day 5 on this beautiful sunny day here in Texas.
This yard right here is a special one. Yeah, this is the first junkyard that I ever went viral at. I don't know if y'all remember, but in the last few years, I would find a bunch of Datsuns here, so yeah, I had a cool little series on that one. If y'all want to check that out.
Before this junkyard series, I pretty much did the same thing to my 280ZX using this Datsun right here. I might re-edit that entire series just for y'all to enjoy, so be on the lookout for that in the future.
Let's go ahead and find the car that we're actually here for.
Woo, look at this, y'all. We just found ourselves another Honda Prelude. Are you serious right now? Yo, throwback to episode 1 where we found that green Prelude and took home that passenger seat. But guys, let's go ahead and focus on this one and see what we can find for our Civic. Now, despite how old this car is, it still has a lot of pieces on it that could be pretty worth reselling. You know, like the bumpers or some of the interior pieces, stuff like that. But if y'all been keeping up with the series so far, you already know what I'm looking for.
So as y'all know, in the first video of the series, I found a Honda Prelude just like this, and I went ahead and took the passenger seat from the car. Guys, luckily for me, this one has both of the seats in it. I'm honestly surprised that I found another Prelude this quick. I really don't expect to find these here at junkyards. Let's go ahead and take the opportunity to take that seat.
Alright guys, so let's go ahead and take a peek inside, and what the f is this? Oh man, this thing is absolutely trashed with broken glass and random garbage. Gotta be careful not to cut myself. Yeah, I'm just gonna toss this into a car that hopefully no one cares about.
Man, I really wish I had my gloves.
Yeah guys, if you're going to junkyards like I am, it wouldn't be a bad idea to bring some gloves so that you're not touching up on broken glass or moldy and rusty parts. And hey, look at what we found. This might be the main culprit for all this broken glass. Now I'm kind of thinking, it doesn't really look like anything was stolen from the inside, so it might be a case of an ex-girlfriend getting her revenge. But that's just my theory. What do y'all think happened to this Prelude? And so real quick, I just wanted to check the condition of the passenger side. Maybe it's in better condition as mine, who knows? Yeah, definitely not. Alright, so after cleaning a majority of the trash out, let's go ahead and just rip this seat out. Now, I believe you're going to need a 10 and a 14mm socket to undo these bolts. Now, because the windows were busted out, the bolts ended up being super rusty and it just wouldn't budge despite how freaking strong I am. But here's a quick tip: if you don't have your breaker bar on you, just walk around the junkyard and find yourself a random pipe laying around and use it as a breaker bar instead. This method works perfectly for rusty bolts like this one. Woo! Just like that, this thing is ready to be removed. Just hit it with a couple wrestling moves and it should come right out.
Oh man. Guys, I finally got this thing out. Now, this thing isn't in the best condition, but I gotta take what I can get.
So a Prelude seat like this in its ugly, stinky condition, it came out to be a whopping 30 bucks. Someone over on Instagram mentioned that I should take the badges of all of the cars that I pull from, which I thought was a pretty cool idea. I love this design specifically because it's in cursive, unlike the other Honda badges. But yeah guys, before we head out, let's take a look at some other cars. Check this out. Don't these Accord side skirts kind of look like Mugen side skirts? Whoa, look at this Accord. Looks like it had a whole lip kit on it. Yeah, this definitely would have been a nice find for anyone who likes to mod these Accords. Guys, I think I see a no-no. Using self-tapping screws for body panels is definitely a canon event. And guys, take a look at this. Off into the distance, I see this thing lying on the floor. Looks to be a no-name exhaust with a cool little burnt tip on it. Yeah, I really wanted to take this home for the Civic, but it was all bent up underneath, and I just want to find one in better condition. But it was still a cool find. Alright guys, we found a CRV. Let's go ahead and check it out. Ooh, and it's still got the engine inside of it. Yo, some of you guys in the comments were telling me I should swap it with the B20. So maybe it's possible in the future since I keep finding these things. And real quick, we're just gonna check the cluster, and unfortunately it is automatic. But I do see something that we need, which is these extra lug nuts. Some of y'all noticed that I was missing one lug nut off of each wheel. So we're just gonna pick these up so I can finally have a full set. And so you can stop clowning me for it. Went ahead and got a milk tea boba for a successful junkyard day. Alright guys, you already know the drill. It's time to clean this thing. Now, a lot of you guys were asking me what machine this was and where did I find it. It's simply a vacuum that removes pet stains, and you can find these at Walmart, Target, any of those types of stores. And bam, look at that. Already looks brand new. It's crazy to think that this thing had mold growing on top of it, but I think we were able to clean it off nicely. Alright guys, so in order to use these prelude seats, we have to swap the rails out. And once you unscrew that plastic cover, we're able to see the 3 bolts that we need to take off. You're gonna have to do this for all 4 seats, and it's pretty much the same process. And this right here is the other side of the rail without the seatbelt. Should be 3, but it looks like I'm missing a nut. And right here, I just switched to a wrench because my socket would not fit. And after you take off all the bolts, just get you a flathead and pry the rails off from the seat. Easy as that. Alright, and as we come to the other side, you're going to want to grab that flathead and pry apart this hinge so you can have enough space to slide the rail out. And for the passenger seat, it's all the same. And this is how it looks when we're all done, and you won't be needing these rails anymore. Next step is to take the rails off from the Civic seats. And then on this one, you've got to slide the rail out so you can expose that bolt. And underneath there's a cable that we won't be using, so grab your flathead and just pry that off. And guys, we found some more money. The bill just got 36 cents cheaper. Woo! Alright guys, so after you have the rails off, the next step is to attach the Civic rails to the Prelude seats. As you can see here, the Civic rail only requires 2 bolts, and we've got to drill out some extra holes to bolt them up. So right here, y'all, I wanted to use the existing hole on the rail, but check this out, y'all. Guys, I'm such a freaking dummy. I ended up drilling a hole at a spot where I can't even fit my bolts all the way through. But here we go, I found a better spot and drilled out another hole. Now, if you're ever worried about the integrity of this, another option would be to weld the rails on, but I decided not to in case I ever wanted to revert back to the original Civic seats. And right here we've got the rail with these seat belts. No drilling is required, all you gotta do is fit it back up and bolt them in. However, you do need new hardware for this part right here. Because we are using different seat rails, there's a really big gap that you need to fill in with a spacer and replace the original bolts with a much longer one. Luckily I was able to find one at my local hardware store that had the same thread pitch and the same size. And just like that guys, we've got our Prelude seats ready to be fitted into the Civic. Super easy mod that you guys can do at home. All you need is a drill and some new hardware. Last but not least, let's go ahead and throw back the plastic covers on. I believe we were reusing the Prelude covers, not the Civic ones. Yep, and once you've got it in and adjusted, go ahead and make sure all of the bolts properly thread in and tighten them down. Ugh, yo, I definitely need to replace this carpet soon. Whoa.
Alright guys, just found out that this bolt right here is pretty stripped, so fortunately I'll have to be looking for another one at a junkyard, but hey, I mean, for the most part, we got the seat in, so there's that.
And would you look at that? We finally got a full set of Prelude seats inside of our Civic junkyard build. And man, these look so good inside of it. I seriously would recommend these for a cheap bucket seat option. And all I need now is a really cool steering wheel to match. Like always, I appreciate y'all watching. I'll see y'all for the next one.